One of the reasons why the Roman Empire became as powerful as it did was because of their ingenious and long-lasting roads. The Romans were famous road builders. Their vast road network laid the foundation for modern-day highways across Europe, and many of them are built directly over the ancient ones or run parallel of them.
At the peak of the Roman Empire, the total distance that were covered from the roads was more than 400,000 kilometers. With this network, the Romans were able to transfer reinforcements, supplies, and trade goods with the most distant parts of the empire.
The roads were also crucial for foundation and development of many cities. Settlers often picked roadside locations for their settlements, and some roadside locations for the settlement. The settlements became major cities. One such famous road that brought prosperity to the whole region, built in the 2nd century before Christ, was called Via Egnatia.
In connecting Rome with the eastern provinces of Illyris, Macedonia and Thrace, those provinces are the today's territories of Albania, Fyrom, Greece and European part of Turkey. The Via Egnatia Straits of Road was an important part of the Roman road network mainly because it connected Rome with Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul. It became a lifeline between the western and eastern part of a huge empire.
The main literary sources for the construction of the road are Strabo's Geographica and a number of milestones found along the route's length, marking the road for a length of 860 kilometers as far as the border between Macedonia and Thrace, at the river Herbus.
Bilingual inscriptions on the milestones found near Gallikos River in the area of Thessaloniki record that Gnaeus Ignatius, proconsul of Macedonia, ordered its construction, though the exact date is uncertain. The road presumably took its name from its builder. It may have succeeded an earlier military road from Illyria to Byzantium, as described by Polybius and Cicero, which the Romans apparently built over and or improved.
On Greek soil, Egnatia is struck somewhere between Kozani and Florina, passing by Pella, Thessaloniki, Amphipoli, Philippi. It crossed river Nestos heading towards Alexandroupoli through the Turkish border to Constantinople.
The road was used by the Apostle Paul on his second missionary journey as he traveled from Philippi to Thessalonica. It also played a vital role in several key moments in Roman history. The armies of Julius Caesar and Pompey marched along the Via Egnatia during Caesar's civil war and during the Liberator's civil march. Antony and Octavian pressed Cassius and Brutus along the Via Egnatia to their fateful meeting at the Battle of Philippi.
Via Egnatia is referred to as Via Militaris, meaning that initially it served the needs of the army, the state correspondence, and occasionally citizens. It was required to carry permission of travelling diploma issued by the public construction authorities, cursus publicus. Very soon it became the mainstream connection between Rome and its domains in the east, providing with luxury goods the affluent capital.
Strabon reports that the length of Via Egnatia was 535 miles or 800 kilometers. It was measured mile by mile, and 2 milestones certify reconstruction works carried out by Marcus Aurelius and Septimius Severus.
Throughout Egnatia, stations for rest and replenish were set up. The distance between them was 7 to 14 miles. There was another kind of stations that covered the distance of 30 to 40 miles and were called mansiones. They offered pensions where people had the possibility to stay for the night. And finally, the stationes, villages or towns where travelers could stay more than a day.
On crucial points, checkpoints or military installations known as Castra of Castella were set up. These checkpoints were named ad quintum.
The transport in Via Egnatia was carried out on foot and on horses. Every replenish station had 20 horses available.
Citizens were forced to pay a horse tax, collatio nequorum, to enable the state to have surplus of horses.
The soldiers used to walk for 3 or 4 days, and arriving at cities, they had the possibility to rest in villages or towns, so they arrived at their missions in rather good shape.
They covered the distance between Dyrrhachion and Thessaloniki in 50 days. On horse, the same journey lasted 8 days.
This net of stations affected deeply the spatial planning of today's Macedonia and Thrace, as the distance of the cities in the axis of Egnatia is nowadays 45 to 60 kilometers.
Via Egnatia had a width of 5 meters and was stone paved. The street had to be dry and clean, particularly when it crossed marketplaces.
That is why sewers were constructed. This becomes evident in Philippi, a Roman settlement near the port city of Kavala.
Tracts of Via Egnatia survived, as it is in the case in Forum Romanum, making it easier for us to imagine how people moved around in our common past.